Well, yeah, apparently there's a big effort this year to introduce more crack into the drug-taking population. Yeah, they're sick of just hippies getting all wasted on goofballs, and they're trying to get more middle-class, white, average American crackheads at the event.
Oh, I think that's an inspirational goal.
Okay, but let's talk about Satan for a second. Satan is not a person. It's not an angel. It's not a being. It's just a title that means adversary. But let's look at what Satan actually does in the Bible. Jesus is suffering. He's putting himself through hell. He's not eating. He's roaming around in the desert. He hasn't drank water in 40 days. And Satan is like, dude, go get some food. Like, you're a smart guy. You have charisma. You know, you just go get some water and food. You don't have to do this to yourself. You know, what are you doing out here in the desert? Oh no, how evil. Okay, and then the next time Satan appears in the Bible, what is he doing? He's minding his own damn business, walking around, right? And God, Jehovah, Tetragrammaton, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, Satan, the real Satan, right? The demiurgos, the false God that thinks he's God, comes down and he says, Satan, what are you doing? And Satan says, Lord, I'm walking to and fro upon the earth. And so God says, well, you know Job, he's totally dedicated and devoted, and well, go kill his whole family and torture him and see if he still loves me. And Satan's like, what? Are you sure? And God's like, yeah. And Satan's like, okay, fucking psychopath. And he goes and does it, right? And he comes back and he's like, okay, Lord, he's still totally devoted. And I mean, the guy is a fucking simp. And God's like, okay, well, that's not good enough. Go kill all the rest of his family and give him leprosy and burn his house down and just totally fucking destroy everything. And Satan's like, what? Okay. And he goes and does as he's told. So the point is that, you know, the only time that Satan ever does anything in the Bible, he's either trying to talk some sense into Jesus, or he's doing the evil ass bidding of his father who ain't in heaven. The best evidence, though, that Christians are actually worshiping an evil God by their own definition of what evil is, right? They say that Satanists are evil because they blood sacrifice the innocents, right? These motherfuckers have apparently never read the New Testament, because this God that they worship does to his own son the thing that they claim makes Satanists the epitome of evil. So they say that Satanists are evil because they're blood sacrificing innocents. And then they worship a God that did the same thing. That did that very thing. And they don't even notice. They don't even notice. I made a TikTok where I explained that. And there were Christians actually that it cracked them in the comments. They're like, I can't unhear this. It's true, you know, free yourself, man. You can actually have like real spiritual experience and not be afraid of it if you just let go of the dogmatic bullshit fairy tale. I mean, you're believing a Bronze Age myth. Like it's from the same time period as like Zeus and Athena and all of this stuff, you know. It's definitely not real. Jesus never lived. Jesus is a composite myth. He is constructed from the rubble heap of older myths, and then his entire campaign is based on the military campaign of Titus. It's the Romans. They dug up the papers where they were planning to create the religion and why. There's no argument at this point as to whether or not there was ever a Jesus anywhere that actually lived. We found 200 million year old dinosaur bones and not one shred of evidence. Yeah, you know, so Satan, not real, not even meant to be, you know, that's the craziest thing about these to the letter interpretations. They're not to the letter. The people that are espousing this Christian crap don't even know what the book says, not even close, right? I mean, the serpent, you know, I've talked about this. The people in the Bible were the dinosaur fossils we found. Hermetic teachings, right? The secret doctrine. This stuff has a lot of different names. But what it is basically is the truth without any dogma, without fairy tales. It is just a creation of natural process, of energetic process, and elucidation on that. And then, how to implement an understanding of the deeper workings, the underpinnings, the wiring under the board of the universe, how to relate to it, and how to use it to your benefit, right? And without any dogma, no scriptural fucking whatever, just the bare bones truth, right? The Kabbalion, talks about it, but Hermes, Trismegistus, the Thoth, and even the corollaries to those entities in Africa that do the same stuff, they were depicted as horn gods at the crossroads, and they presided over the same stuff. So music, number, numerology, occult, magic, writing. And so the demonization of that image behind me, and that's why it's there. It's not because I actually worship the devil and like evil stuff. I think Baphomet was an attempt at reclaiming that power. And, it's a glyph of nature, of virility, of, lust and strength and self-mastery and, real spiritual power and understanding that the universe is an interplay of antinomies, Yakin and Boaz, the two pillars, of which Baphomet is playing the role of the third in the center there. But the demonization of Hermes as the progenitor of the mysteries is, I think, the motivation for creating the goat demon, Lucifer, Satan creature, right? Because they wanted to do everything within their power to discourage people from finding the secret doctrine, because it's easy for anyone to understand. It's extremely empowering, and it's extremely liberating. And a person that has had real gnosis is not governable, and they don't need to be governed. They're generally not a threat to anyone, right? And it's not because they're trying to adhere to some religious dogma. It's because they have undergone an internal process that has actually changed them. I don't think it's good to be trapped in a Stone Age myth and to believe things that aren't true. In fact, I know it's not. If you look at the damage that Christianity has done over the centuries, it is extraordinary. We've lost entire cultures. People have been tortured to death. Science was set back 250 years. And it goes on to this day. It is oppressive, and it's anti-spiritual. Christianity actually precludes, as I've been saying over and over again, precludes actual spiritual experience. It occults the wondrous workings of the universal mind, and makes the people that believe in these anti-superstition sort of, not anti-superstition, but that they see supernatural things and think it's an evil working of the devil. So if they do happen to encounter a true miraculous manifestation from another world, they're going to be scared of it. They're not going to embrace it. They're not going to learn from it. They're not going to integrate it. They're going to fucking dig and put their head in the sand. Well, and see, that dying for your faith thing is the exact lunacy that is killing the entire human race. Only the madman is absolutely certain. And so, if you have any kind of dogmatic certainty, you might want to consider checking yourself in to some kind of psychological rehabilitation center. If you're religious, get some help. There is help. And the thing is, you can have a spiritual existence without being religious. You don't need a book. You don't need a savior. You don't need a teacher even. The only teacher is experience anyways. And so what you need is to engage in practices that catalyze internal processes that result in transformation and transmutation of lead into gold, right? You have to alchemize your own spirit. And just asking some random sky god to just do that for you is just dumb and lazy and insane and impractical and unpragmatic, and it's a fucking fairy tale. It's not how it works. You take responsibility for your own divinity, and you realize that divinity through actualization. of metaphysical concept and philosophical learnings. Well, I mean, what you're saying is in your DNA. What that really means is that you've been indoctrinated and programmed for generations and generations, but it doesn't make it real. So, Satan, not a real angel. Lucifer, also just a modality of consciousness.